Do you think the girls in this movie are fans of Mrs. Doubtfire? Because clearly they are run by Fruitings. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Forbidden Fruits, the newest film from director Meredith Alloway. So in this film that's actually produced by Diablo Cody and is basically a combination of movies like, of course, Mean Girls and The Craft, this movie, Forbidden Fruits, sees a character played by Lola Tung, who basically gets herself involved with this Wiccan slash I would say cult of sorts. They go by different fruit names. So we have Lili Reinhart, who plays Apple, Victoria Pedretti, who plays Cherry, Alexandra Shipp, who plays, of course, Fig. And this character played by Lola Tung is actually playing the Lindsay Lohan style character, where she's kind of the offbeat, but also kind of the becomes kind of the insider of this group. And basically, if you think about it, it's a movie where they create chaos with like spells, and they are kind of witches in a lot of respects. But it leads down a path that's very Mean Girl slash Craft like, where things start to just spiral out of control. And then you also have, young girls going babe, and, they're followed by the Lili Reinhart Apple character. And basically it's like if Mean Girls was, of course, a horror film in a lot of respects. So that's kind of what this movie's doing. It's not really original, but it is what it's attempting to do for the IFC Shudder audience in a lot of respects. So movies like Mean Girls, movies like The Craft are pretty influential for what they are. Mean Girls is considered like one of the great comedies of the last 20 years. The Craft is kind of a cult classic. So a book that this is based off of, and like a writer director that is wanting to make a movie that is kind of homaging those types of movies, it happens. It is that type of thing. But this movie seemed like it was gonna be really stupid, but as I've learned from IFC and Shudder, that tends not to be the case, to be fairly honest. And even though the trailer for this movie didn't look very good, and in fact it's called Forbidden Fruit, seems like it'd be on something on MTV, similar to like a Teen Wolf or something like that, and just the overall promotion doesn't really kind of delve into what this movie is trying to do. So for my honest opinion of what I truly honestly think about this movie, now that I know it was IFC Shudder, now that I know have seen it, I can definitely say that this movie was quite surprising. To be fairly honest, it's not like the most competent, great movie I've ever seen, but it is quite fun and enjoyable and campy and over the top and silly. The things that the kids are saying, or the young women are saying, the fact they keep calling each other babe, the fact that it homages The Craft and homages Mean Girls and kind of follows those ideas, and then it leads into a pretty crazy ending that is, makes it R-rated for a reason, and it has these characters who are very much women, who are very much sexually experienced, that want to be around a guy, but because it's a feminist type style movie with the women being the strong-willed stuff like that, it basically hits those stereotypes and hits those archetypes of these types of movies. So therefore, I think Meredith Alloway really has a good sense on her shoulders with what she's trying to do, and it actually presented a really fun, entertaining movie that kind of completely took me by surprise. And the movie's shot like an MTV horror film. It's shot like a it's not the most high budgeted movie. It's set in a mall for the most part. It deals with girls and the ideas of what they present with themselves with, and they have the strong-willed kind of leader, and there's some hidden agendas behind her character, and it leads to down a path that leads into the Lola Tung character, and the fact that they call themselves Apple and Cherry and Fig, and Lola Tung's character is named Pumpkin, and how it just kind of campily kind of reveals itself and kind of moves itself through the narrative, makes itself for a completely fun and enjoyable 104 minutes or whatever. And I give a lot of credit to surprising me a lot of times. You never know how these films are going to play out. A lot of times I get excited for a movie, ends up being terrible, and then a movie I think is going to be terrible is going to be really good, and that's what happens here. It's just, I can't say much more than that. It's shot like a really campy style horror film. It has great violent moments. It has great mystery. It has just all-time fun, enjoyable, kind of exciting adventures of what these girls are going through. And once again, Lili Reinhart is pitch perfect as like the Regina George character, and of course you have the Victoria Pedretti character, who plays a similar character to Amanda Seyfried's character in Mean Girls, where she's kind of the ditty, kind of says like some of the weird things. And like I said, you also have Fig, who's played by Alexandra Shipp, and she plays like a cross between like the Lacey Chabert character and a little bit of like kind of like the Lindsay Lohan character. And then of course you have Lola Tung, who plays the kind of Lindsay Lohan character, and it just just kind of completely just kind of envelops you in its ideas and what it's presenting. You know, this is very much in the realm of what a Diablo Cody would produce. You know, if you ever watch her movies like Jennifer Body or, you know, of course, Juno or something like that. She's really good about hitting these stories that, you know, are on top of the surface, not that good looking, but below the surface are pretty crazy. And just to watch how these girls kind of interact with the boys and how they interact with one another, and they drink out of a gigantic boot similar to like Beer Fest, and they create spells, and like, you know, how those spells play out, and, you know, whether they're truly witches or this magic's truly working. You know, once again, the Lola Tung character is supposed to be kind of our surrogate when it comes to like the mysteries being explained and what the ultimate kind of goal is, and that is Forbidden Fruits, to be fairly honest. It's just that type of movie. But when they say don't judge a book by its cover, that's this type of film. It's the type of film that kind of surprises you don't expect to see coming when you see it, and you enjoy it in the end. So that's my take on Forbidden Fruits, which will be in theaters as well, I'm sure, Shudder in the next few weeks. So check it out. So there you go. That's my take. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. But in the comments below, are you a fan of Mean Girls? Are you a fan of The Craft? Like, are you looking forward to this movie? If you are, let me know why. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. As always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.